Hi everybody, it's the Lady of Huntington. So today we're going to be making a raspberry slice. As you can see, it's in my cookbook, which I've had for many years. This is my mum's writing many years ago. She's been passed away now for quite some time. So about 25, maybe 24 years ago, she's passed away. And I remember my mum making this and she used to love it. So I'm hoping I'm going to cook it as well as what she has. I have made it a couple of times over the years. Sometimes I find my actual meringue on the top turns out, yeah, quite thin, so we don't want that to happen today. So hopefully we can get that nice and airy and actually have that go over the top and make a nice crunchy top to the meringue, that is, and a nice and marshmallowy like underneath. Anyhow, let's get on with it and let's start. What we need here, if I can actually manage to read Mum's writing, as it is in cursive, so let's see if I can read it. 1 cup of self-raising flour, 1/4 cup of plain flour, 4 ounces of butter, 3/4 cup of caster sugar, 2 eggs separated, 3 tablespoons of raspberry jam, 1/2 cup of caster sugar, 1/2 cup of designated coconut. Now I think I've got that right, and she's actually put a couple of little arrows, so you've got to kind of read between the lines to try and work everything out. So anyhow guys, let's see how it turns out. Okay, so we're going to get started, and what I like to do, I like to weigh my ingredients out where it actually tells me that it wants a specific grams or ounces. So we need to get let me read Mum's writing again. 4 ounces of butter. So we will turn that on. We will change it to ounces, grams. Don't tell me it's not going to tell me ounces. All right, so we need to maybe, I know that 4 ounces is about 4 tablespoons. So what I might do is just go with that. It's not going to tell me in ounces. Try again, but I don't think it's grams. No, it really isn't. Alrighty, so we're going to go with grams. So that's about, from what I remember at school, 4 tablespoons. So we've got 1, and if it's wrong, well, we blame Mum. 1, 2, and it's just kind of pretty rough really, but maybe that's why it never turns out as perfect as what Mum's did, because she was probably making it the way it should be made. So anyway, we'll go 4 ounces now. Of course the dog's going to bark and want to come in. And caster sugar, how much? We wanted 3/4 cup of caster sugar. So we'll have caster sugar here. It's a 1/3. Where's our cup? Okay, so what have we got? It's another 1/3. That one can sit over there. We'll go with the 1/4. So we've got 3/4 of a cup of caster sugar. Beat the sugar. Well, hang on a sec, because then we had 3/4. 1, 2, 3, and just a smidgen more because some of those weren't exact. This is the way I bake, guys. So yeah, it's not perfect. We need to cream that together. Okay, then we're going to add the eggs. Pop that down in there. Okay, sift the flours together. I don't worry about sifting things. Beat the butter and the sugar till, yep, can't read, Mum's writing there, till creamy. Add the egg yolks, mix well. So we wanted 2 eggs, so we want 2 egg yolks. And we're going to keep the whites, obviously, for when we make a meringue. So let's see if I can manage to separate these. Can you see? Okay. So that's not doing too bad. Come on, drop off. Right, 1 egg yolk. Okay, fingers crossed for the next one. We managed to, oh dear. Hang on, we'll see if we can do it this way. Hope there's no wonderful cooks watching. Chefs, because they would be they would be frowning upon all these things that I do. So that's okay. Okay, so we're going to cream those in until they're mixed well. And now all we need to do is put in our flour until we get a mixed, like a soft dough. So let's get our flour out. Move our egg whites over there. I know you probably watch a lot of these YouTube channels which are very organised and precise. That's not me. If you want to see things stuff up, if you want to see me do things and forget things, I'm the one to watch, guys. Because you will certainly see that. All right. So how much flour did we need? We needed 1 cup of self-raising flour. So we want our 1 cup. Actually, let's see if I've got self-raising in here, because I was going to actually make it. I think I had a little bit left, but I don't think it's probably enough to make 1 cup. Might be. No, that won't be. Okay, so we want 1 cup. And of course that's plain. So we need to put in our, where is it? I thought I put it over here before. I have. Let's move that out of the way. Now, to make the self-raising, we needed 2 teaspoons to 1 cup. So we'll have 2 teaspoons. Thank you very much. Tablespoon, teaspoon. So we want 2 of those. Makes our self-raising flour. 2 of those. And I had a feeling in 1/4 cup of plain. So let's get our 1/4 cup. Are we certain? Okay. Third. Everything's a third. Everything else is in the actual dishwasher. So that'll be probably a little bit too much. Let's take a bit back. Alrighty, now we're going to mix that together till we form a nice dough. That out of the way, move this out of the way. Come on, little guys, let's get you a nice mixed dough. And then we need to press it into our tin. So that looks fine to me. All right. So as you can see, that's a nice soft consistency. So as far as my measurements have been going, I don't think it's too bad. Now let's give that tin a spray with some oil. So we can see, hopefully we can get it out a little bit easier. Alrighty. Alright, well now we need a Yes, I'll let you in shortly, Rubes. Just scraping the sides down. Alrighty, so we're just going to tip that in there, then press that down. They're used to me running after them, my dogs. As soon as they bark and they want to come in, they're used to me rushing over and opening the door. Honey, Mum's not moving fast enough at the moment. Alrighty, so then we press this in, and it is a nice soft consistency. I do have nice clean hands, and as you can see, I've got a different apron on today. As I said to you the other day, I brought 5 different aprons, and I've got probably about 20 of these black tops that I wear. I always seem to wear black tops and black pants because that's nice and comfortable. With my MS, I don't like things that are tight around me. It does really annoy me. I found a pair of pants and this tank top sort of thing when I hate wearing tank tops, but I don't like sleeves. So you know what, I've got to do what is kind of what's going to be comfortable for me, and this is what's comfortable. So that's why you'll always, or more often than not, see me wearing black and see me wearing this tank top, just because it's really, really comfy for me. All right, now we need to put in our 3 tablespoons of raspberry jam. I'm going to grab a spoon out of the drawer. Alrighty, so 3 tablespoons of our jam. 1, 2, 3. And then we just mush that down, spread that over our base. Now we're still recording, not like yesterday when I was making pikelets yesterday. I actually, I went to move my phone so you could make sure I got the right angle, and I didn't realize as I actually moved it, I clicked on one of the side buttons which actually turned it off, or you know, made the videotaping stop for whatever reason. And I hadn't realized until I'd pretty much put everything together. Then I went to see if you were in frame, like I am doing here every now and then, and realized that my phone was black. So of course I'd done all of that, and you didn't get to see it. Never mind. As you know, I'm not perfect at this. Anyway, that was just something to add to my list of what I do and don't do correctly. So now I need to make our meringue. I'm going to stop it here for a minute so I can wash that bowl, and then I'll come back and we'll make the meringue together. Okay, so now we have our bowl nice and clean. We're going to add our egg whites from the eggs that we separated with the egg yolks before. And we're going to start, and you can see that I've changed the attachment also. So we're going to start whisking that so we get some nice peaks forming. And we're going to gradually add in our caster sugar, or our sugar, to make our meringue. And then once we do that, we're going to put it on the top of our jam here, and then we're going to bake it in the oven for about 45 minutes or so. So this may take a little bit, but we're certainly going to get there. And so, I'll turn you around a little bit so you can see today's apron. It's got, it's like an Australian one. It's got our kookaburra on here, the sheep, soldiers, our kangaroo down here, our Blunston boots, So there's a few nice things on here. So anyhow, that's today's apron. Let's move you back here. You can see my puppy dogs over there. No, you can't really. They've decided they are going to play. Birds. Add in some sugar. Add a little bit at a time. Starting to get nice and thick. That's the last that we need for our sugar. And then we need half a cup of our designated coconut. Okay, let's have a look at this. I always taste it. You don't want the sugar still in there, and I can still, there's a couple of gritty pieces in there, so we'll still continue to beat it just a smidgen longer. That'll do us. Oh dear. My fingers never want to play nicely with this, letting go of these attachments. Alrighty, so let's get this off. My hands are white. I don't know what it is. Every time I seem to touch that part on the thing, I get little marks on my fingers. Never mind. All right. So then we want to add in our half, and this is 1/4 of a cup. So we need 2 of these to make our half a cup of our coconut. We'll just stir that in nicely. And then all we're going to do is pour that over our jam. And then, as I said to you before, bake it in the oven for about 45 minutes. keeping an eye on it, of course, because everybody's oven is different. And I don't know what Mum's oven was like at the time, so I'm hoping you can see. Get all of this out. If you like meringue, you're going to enjoy this one. My husband's a bit of a sweet tooth, which is why I think he enjoys this one also. You can see how nice and thick and lush this looks. It's actually come up really, really nicely. So try and get it the same type of consistency throughout. So it's not, it's, you know, obviously really, really thin on one end and then not so much on the other. So I can fill in that little bit of a hole there. Alrighty, there we go. Wash my hands. And now guys, that's ready to go over. Can you see it? That's ready now to go over into the oven. And I'll come back and show you when we get it out. Okay, so I've just got it out of the oven. You can see it's got a nice crispy top. Well, you probably can't see, but I can tell you that it does. It's nice and golden brown. I will let it cool down in here prior to taking it out. And once I actually take it out and cut it, I will again show you so you can see what it looks like. Talk to you shortly. So these are our finished slices. Have turned out really quite nice. My husband just rang and asked me how my day was going, and I told him what I made, and I was like, oh, yum. Anyhow, that's what they look like. Enjoy the rest of your day.